right, is this mic on? I think it is. Yes, that's a good cup right there. Very good. All right. Hey, everybody. Getting ready to go live on TikTok as well, so take just a minute to get that going. But before I do, one of the things I got to do is do a quick demold because I can't show that on TikTok. It's one of those things. I have to keep things very PG-13 for TikTok. So before I do that, I want to clean up my space here just a little bit. And this is just 99% alcohol. Just want to sanitize things as much as I can. Ah. All right. We're going to do this demold first, then we'll get TikTok in here, and then we'll go from there. I've got four orders that I'm going to be pouring today. We've got a Strupula in A25 Aurora. Then we've got a Saturnalia in an A10 bumper cars. Then we've got a custom 3 particular colors in a firm Saturnalia. Ooh. I might have to get in touch with them. The firm is just a little, it might be a little bit too firm for Saturnalia. And then we've got a Strupula Aurora in an 8. So we'll get through those today as much as we can. And yeah. You will have to let me know how the sound is, because I can't hear myself. Ryan, consider doing live streams of horror, but I curse way too much during creation. Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of cussing that goes along. All right, so do this demold. Just gonna break it loose a little bit here, and then just pull a little bit. All I want is to get a bubble. I'll work that bubble all the way around, all the way up to the tip. That way I know that it's not stuck anywhere. And then pop. And that is an Aurora Strupula in 810, I believe. Very nice. This one, the purple came in really late. The black came in early. Well, not too early, but it came in a little early. But then the purple came in really late. I'm really surprised that the purple didn't come in till there. But, you know, sometimes that happens, and that's just part of this process. So many things that just go a little weird sometimes. All right. Oh, you like that marbling, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, I need to do something while I'm here. Oh, I may not be able to do it, but all right, let's get TikTok in here. Okay, looks like TikTok should be joining us momentarily. How come my TikTok account doesn't work? Live on another device? No, I'm not. Oh, TikTok, you're gonna get mad at me. Get into that live. All right, now we got it going. Gotta make sure get everything placed right so that I can make sure that both cameras have access. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just brought TikTok in. We're gonna do some silicone pours today. I've got 4 that I need to do, and hopefully we'll get through them, answer some questions, do some interesting stuff. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. So yeah, if you do have any questions, drop them in the chat, and I will get to them as I can. All right. Just cleaning up a little bit here. I do this a lot, mostly because I just like to keep things as clean as possible. Now these are cups from yesterday. Did a bunch of pours, and I just need to get these peeled out and see what we got here. Yeah, that one came out pretty nicely. By the way, we are also on YouTube and Twitch right now. So if there's a platform you prefer, you can probably find us on it. Scarwolf, hello, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Scarwolf. Yeah, I apologize, Ryan. There is an echo. I haven't figured out how to get rid of it yet. I actually have tried so many things. I've got a wireless mic I'm trying to use, and it seems to be the restreaming service that I use. They seem to add an echo, and I don't know what it is. All right, just a couple more peels to do here. Actually, tell me, is the echo worse right now? I'm curious, if I get over here, does the echo go away? Is it still there? Does it get worse? And then if I'm over here, does that make any difference? All right. So right now I'm just going through and making sure everything is nice and clean. I actually have a bottle of alcohol over here to the side that that I use for cleaning all the cups. But I will say that the folks on YouTube and Twitch get music. Bonus. You get an echo, but you do get music. So there's that. All right. Just finishing up getting some of these cups cleaned out, then we can get started on the pours. All right, and if you just joined us, like I said, I'm going to be doing some silicone pours, and we're going to do some question and answer. Anything that you have burning questions about, drop them in the chat, and I will answer them as best I can. I get a little distracted sometimes, especially when I'm doing pours, and so sometimes I just have to pause for a minute and come back to the chat to make sure that everything is caught up. All right, almost the last one. Just one more after this, then we can get started. Kind of funny, actually. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, 12 cups, and this is not all of them. I probably have about 100, 150 cups that I use. I just use so many cups with each one, you know, even having 100 cups and I use 3 cups per, that really only means I get through about 30 pours before I have to go back around and start recycling them. So just one of those little random facts. Okay. Oops. Let me get this one more time. Okay. Get these all out of the way. Get the alcohol put away. And give it one more wipe down. Okay. So, here we go. First one we're going to do today is for a customer. This is last 3 digits of the order number is 355. So if you're watching and you're looking for your order, you want to watch yours be made, you're going to be looking to see if the last 3 digits of your order number is 355. And we're going to do a Strupula in Aurora with an A25 firmness. So, oops. Keep bumping my camera. All right. I think that's where we need to be. All right, so we're gonna do my Aurora mold. There we go. No, I'm saying my Strupula mold. That one. All right, so here's our mold. I want to get some mold release on there. And I'm also going to do my squishy molds while I'm at it. Oops. And that. All right. All right, so what's our target weight here? 175, 225. All right. So my target weight is, what did I say? I've forgotten now. 175, and I always have to do a little extra, so I want do 225. And that'll give me a little extra to make squishies out of and just make sure that everything is good. So I need about 112, 115 grams of part A. And then, oops, I want to do this. Now, because this is a A25, my A25 silicone cures really fast, and so it has a tendency to, well, has a tendency to rush me a little bit. So I add what is called retarder, and it just slows down the curing process. And I want 230 grams. There we go. Now we need to get that mixed up and going as fast as we can. Again, this is one that goes so fast. I just really have to work it as fast as I possibly can. Ugh, okay. Now I need to separate these off. Now, the reason I do it this way is that I mix all of my silicone together first, and then I pour it off into sections, and that makes sure that all of my silicone is mixed properly, but also that it's all going to cure at the same time. Because if I mix one color and then mix another color separately and then do the third color, by the time I get done with the third color, my first color is likely getting really close to the end of its pot life. So yeah, I do it this way just so I know that the timing is consistent across everything. The first color we need is purple. And since I've already mixed up my silicone, all I need to do is make sure that the pigment is just incorporated into the silicone. Really doesn't have to be mixed a whole lot, just because the silicone's already mixed. All right, now we need black. All right, and now we need teal. All right, now we got it all mixed. And from here we go into the vacuum chamber. All three colors go in. Make sure the cap is centered, nice and secure, and vacuum. By the way, these are the three colors we're using. All right, so we've got our purple here. Then we're going to put our black on top of the purple. Yep, we're getting a little thick, so I need to keep on moving. And then our teal goes on top of the black. Okay. Now then, bring our mold in. Did we lose? I think we lost TikTok. Yep, we did. All right. So, straight down the middle. And I try to get a little more out of this. That one just took every bit. Usually I have extra. All right. So there's one down. Okay, so we need, for the next one, we need pink, blue, and purple. Really surprised. My phone that I use for TikTok has been overheating lately. I don't know what that's all about. All right, so we need Bishop's Violet, we need pink and blue, and give these a good shaky. All right, so what are we doing on this one? This is going to be a Saturnalia, and we're doing bumper cars and an A10. Okay. So let's get the mold release on. Make sure we're somewhat close to level. We can adjust that as we go, but good to start with it fairly level. So let's do, now this one, what I need is I need a big cup of purple. I need small cups of those. And I also need my white. So let's do this. And since this is a Saturnalia, we need 265 grams plus 75 grams, equal parts. Okay. Okay. 85. And just mixing. I had a question in the chat here from Vox Club. Since you've been doing this for a while now, Do you have many flops anymore? Probably maybe a couple times a week. I actually had one just a couple of days ago. Technically, it's fine. It's just not perfect. It was a strupula that I pulled out just a little bit too soon. And when it finished curing, it, well, how do I put this? It bent. So, yeah, it is not perfect, not horrible. It's not something that can't be used or anything. It's just, it's not perfect. So it'll probably go into my flops bin. And I need, all right. All right, first color. Second color. All right, we're gonna start with, let's do the pink first. Now, the interesting thing about this is I'm going to do this a little bit differently just so I can show off the intensity of this pink. So I'm just going to mix some white into it first. Okay. And now on the pink, I'm going to add 5 drops, literally 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see if you can see. It's just crazy. That was just 5 drops in there. I think I want just a little bit more. Yeah, I like the intensity of that pink. So now let's do the blue. And again, we go into, we'll create a white base. Now the blue isn't quite as strong, but it's still fairly strong. So we'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. Yummy. Hey Cody, glad to see you're here. So, oh, we can start now. Great. Started like half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, but better late than never. So let's see, get the purple in here. And one of the things I want to do here is I want to adjust things just a little bit. This purple is just a little too thick for what I want it to do. And so I'm going to add just a little bit of extra silicone to drop the viscosity down. And not a lot, just a little bit. I want to just drop the viscosity a little bit. The reason being, I want to control the flow. I want the purple is going to be the core line running down the middle, and I want to control it, and I want it to be, I don't want it to be too thick, I don't want it to be too thin. And so I adjust the the viscosity, and that helps control just how the silicone flows. I have to refresh myself here. Grab a little beverage. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the vacuum pump, so I'm going to wait just a second before I answer any questions. All right. All right, so Cody had the question, do you prefer liquid coloring over powdered pigment? Personally, I prefer powder because it's a lot easier for me to measure. Um, the thing about liquids is sometimes they can be, you can get some really intense colors out of them. And you can also, well, I'll put it this way. I will sometimes make my own liquid pigments using silicone and the pigment, a dry pigment. And the thing is that the dry pigments sometimes will be kind of clumpy. And so I will mix up a batch of just the pigment and some silicone, usually part A, but I'll mix that up first. And then I can take one of those hand blenders, and I'll actually blend it by hand into the silicone. And that way I can control the intensity of it. I can, like this pink, I have to dilute it way down. The blues, for some reason I tend to have problems with my blues being very chunky. And so the blues I will often blend as well. So I create my own liquid pigments most of the time if I'm going to use them. And that's just because I want the control over how is it going to, what's the intensity, what's the mix like. But I do have liquid pigments in my library that I have bought. It's just they're not my go-to. I'm going to try to bring this in just a little bit. All right. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got the purple on the bottom, pink on one side, blue on the other. And the problem is my blue wants to go first. So I'm going to end up with a blue tip, and then the pink and the purple will come in. Alright. And I'm going to pour this off into my squishy molds. And that, my friends, is the bumper cars using a Saturnalia and an A10 firmness. Whew. All right, so that's two. All right, so we'll push those off to the side here. And I don't think I need my inks. Okay. The next one. Oops. By the way, I forgot to mention, that was for order 917. Apologize about that. I meant to, yeah. Anyway, look at the last three digits of your order number. If it was 917, then that pour is for you. This one right here. Skip back about 10 to 15 minutes. Then, yeah. Okay. What do we got here? Now, this next one is another. Actually, this is a custom, so this one is going to be 3 colors, and I'm not entirely sure what this one's going to look like. So we need Just Breathe, Infinite Staff, and Matador. So I need my blue. PKB. And then I need this green. And then Matador. Gonna be this red. Oh man, I hope I didn't get. Whew. Well, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't know exactly how I want to do this one. I think this is going to be interesting. By the way, I might have to mix up some of my custom liquid pigment. Oh, this one's a little bit different. I actually, ay, 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 I made a mess. I just got red all over my hands. My hands are going to look all bloody now. It looked like there was an industrial accident. Anyway, so what I'm going to have to do is, nope, not that one. I need this one. All right. So I'll give you a little behind the scenes here a little bit. But what I do is I take my pure red, which is a liquid, and then I'm going to add a little bit of my silver, to it. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do this. Just a little bit more. Yep. Okay. So I have my red here. I got my silver. I'm going to add that right on top and then incorporate it in. Now you can see I get just, it desaturates that red a little bit, but also adds a little bit of shimmer. And so what I end up with is something about like that. I think I need a little bit more silver. Not too much, just a little bit. Again, I'm going to just work that in, incorporate it all the way through. Scrape the sides. I think that's what I want. All right. Sorry, I was way intense on that one. So we need Just Breathe Blue, Matador, and Infinite Sass. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm hopeful, but I do have some concerns here. I want to see this one once we get done with it. This green is actually really, it actually is going to end up being black with just some green highlights to it. So this is really going to end up being blue, red, with black in between with green highlights. So this will be interesting. Oh, you like that? Is it the red that you like, Cody? Because honestly, this green is one of my favorites as a pigment, and in silicone, not so much. But that red actually does work really well. All right, so we're doing a Saturnalia in A25. Yeah, it's really intense. That's one of the things about the liquid pigments is that sometimes you can get some really intense colors, and they don't. How do I put this? You don't have to worry about the pigment. Oops. Well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. We're going to try another one here. The powder pigments can clump on you, and liquid pigments, you don't have to worry about that. So that is one of the nice things about it. And you can really load up on those liquid pigments without causing any problems with clumping or anything. All right, so we're doing Saturnalia, and I need my calculator. All right, so we need 340 grams total. And 170 grams. Eh, 180 is pretty close, right? And now, this is actually just part A. And Cody, you may not have been here earlier when I did an A25. One of the things about A25 is that the cure time on it is super fast. And so I have to add a retarder to it so that we can slow down that process. And sorry, I have to do it by weight. So I need about 1% by weight will double your pot life and cure time. So just going to mix that into my part A. Now I'm going to add my part B. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move fast here. And I'm just gonna mix the hell out of this. Scrape the sides, scrape the stick. Make sure that you get every bit of it incorporated. And now I separate it out into my other cups. We're going to separate it into 3 parts, about 120 grams per part. Part 1. Oops. I'm about 15 grams over on each one of those. But that is okay. We can deal with that. Okay. So now our green is going to be the one in the middle. So what we're going to do is put the green at the bottom here. Yeah. I apologize if I'm not being entertaining right now, but I have got to stay on top of this. Otherwise, it'll get away from me and we'll have a bad day. Red. Look at that. There's that red for you. Yeah, it really goes there. Okay, let's get this blue going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then there's that blue. All right, into the vacuum chamber. You're taking mental notes, huh? All right. Let's see if I can get some of this red pigment off my hands. Not that it's dangerous or anything. It's just not something I want to walk around with all day. Okay. So we got our green that's going to be our base. Then we're going to add this red on. Do I want to do that? How do I want to do this? Ooh, I messed up. Because I want the green. The green needs to go in between them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, we're committed. I'm going to have to redo this one. So this is a mistake. Kind of, maybe. Not sure. I'm going to run with it and see how it comes out. But kind of curious. This one's just going to be kind of a weird one. I think I made a mistake in the color that I used for my base. Now, the colors are actually accurate to what they asked for, but I don't know that they're going to give me what I want. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do gems on this one. Okay. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure I'm pleased with the way this one came out. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's not bad. I just don't know that it's as good as it could be. Question was, did you 3D print those mold holders? Yes, actually I did. They're just standard PLA. Basically it's real simple. I did a cylinder. I did a little bit of a flat flange on top, and then I did 2 pierce cuts through the side here, and that gives it, you know, they only have to support maybe a pound, but you could probably put 30, 40, 50 pounds on this before it would ever, well, maybe 30 pounds. So, but yeah, I had 3D print them myself. It's one of the things about having a 3D printer is you start printing and making your own tools. So, let's check on this. Nope, it's not done yet. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know that this is going to be exactly. I don't know that I'm going to get exactly what I thought I was going to get out of it. Not bad, but I don't know that it's where I want it to be. Happy accident section. Well, actually, I will say this: my Etsy store is bare bones at this point. The only thing that's available on my Etsy store are standard, I say customizable standard pieces. And by that, I mean you can pick your model and you can pick your firmness, but the only choices on colors are Aurora, bumper cars, dewy skies, Phoenix, Mardi Gras, our standard color palette. If you wanted to go custom more than that, you would need to go to our website. But there is a flops and experiments section on the website, and that's kind of where I drop some of the interesting things. Like I did an experiment doing a vacuum lock attachment, and that ended up in the experiment section. That was, I was surprised at how long that one stayed on the store. That one stayed up for a few weeks before somebody grabbed it. But what else? But the web store, which is amavidi.com, has a flops and experiments section. And if you drop into there, you can find some of the more interesting things that maybe didn't make it into production, or it was kind of a one-off experiment. Yeah, Cody, definitely go take a look. Thank you for the compliment on the photography. Man, photography is one of those things that is just really hard. When you try to accurately show the colors, and you've got the problem with what's the difference between my screen and your screen. You know, it's really hard to figure that out. But we work pretty hard at trying to get those pictures to be as accurate as we can. Actually, I'm kind of curious if I can. Wonder if I can do that. All right, I'm gonna try something here. Let's try this. All right. What the? Hey, why is my? There's supposed to be a tagline right here. Ah, there it is. I was wondering what was happening there. All right, so go to shop now. And over here on the left, experiments and flops. Hey. Well, that's a big bummer. I was just trying to show you what was on the website. there was a question. Is the A25 a firmer silicone? Yes, it is what we consider to be firm. Uh, it it's not rock hard. It's not like hard plastic. It's got some spring to it, but it's definitely not floppy. Um, it's so weird. I keep getting 500 series errors. Hey Cody, are you on the website now? If so, let me know if you're having any trouble bringing up the website. Okay, shop now. Let's go to, let's try specials. Well, poo. You know, I just switched host about a month ago, and I'm not entirely satisfied with what they are providing as far as a server. Because I'm getting timeouts and stuff like that. You know, I'm getting 504s, 503s. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll have to let it sit for a little while. We'll come back to it and see. Cody asks, who designed your website? Do you mean the actual style design or the hosting service? Almost ready to pull this one. Actually, I did the style design. I'm actually not 100% satisfied with it. I keep thinking I'm going to go back and redo some of it. I don't know if it actually shows off, you know, who we are as a company. It's a little bit, it kind of veers into the, I don't know how I put this. Who we are as a company is a lot more fun than I think the website portrays. I think the website portrays us as very serious, but we're a lot more fun. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see here. How are you doing over here? Nope, you're not done yet. You're almost done. Yeah, it looks really good when it works, and that's what's annoying me right now is because my hosting service is having problems with their back end. Yeah, Craigslist, they have not changed anything since the very beginning. Whew. All right, so I have one more to do, but I need to use this mold before I need to use this mold, and I can't use it until I can get this one out of it, and it's not quite ready yet. Actually, I'm curious. Really curious if this is going to work. So I'm local? Interesting. Have we met? Do I know you? Or I think you're also in the same state as me. Is that right? Dang it. I can't even get to the back end of my website, so I can't even reset it. That's right. Now it's coming back to me. I can take a couple of guesses where you might be. But yeah, man, I mean, what we do is, you know, I would love to challenge. I like to think that I'm challenging the system around here. That I'm, pushing the state forward and making it more liberal and more sex positive. But who knows? Um, yeah. I mean, if I were doing this in Oregon or Washington or something like that, eh, wouldn't be anything. But here, yeah, maybe we're pushing things a little bit. Okay, come on. Really tempted to go ahead and pull this. It's really close. But this is the same thing I did the other day that ended up with. If I can find it. Is it in here? Not in there. This one. It just has a lot of lean to it. It's like right, and it just got warped during the curing process. A little dent in the the base as well. So yeah, this will probably go into the flops category. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. It's just, it's not perfect. No, this is a A25. So you can see it's got some pretty good spring to it. That I could do the ring, but you know it's fairly firm, but it's got some bend to it. Tell you what, while we're waiting on that to fix itself, let's see if I can get my TikTok camera to work. Maybe I'll switch over to a different one. Okay. Trying to figure out where I need to have my cameras at. That one needs to be. That one needs to be there. Okay. I think we're good. And let's try. Go live. Go live. Okay. By the way, now the website is back up. Looks like they were just having some intermittent issues. Okay. TikTok, we are back. Oh my God. We'll see how long this lasts. The problem is that for some reason, TikTok seems to overheat my phone. So we'll see how long it lasts. And while I've got just a minute here, I'm going to just clean up my space a little bit. And I want to apologize to everybody on TikTok who was trying to watch earlier. Problem, like I said, problem is that my phone was overheating and just shutting down. So, all right. Now, one of the things we're going to do here, yeah, I think we're there. We're almost there. We're going to do a quick demold of this one, and then we're going to do another pour, which is going to be this same one, but in an A10 instead of an A25. So. Cody over on YouTube says he has a friend that works for Hustler Hollywood, and I'm sure there are some interesting conversations that happen there. Which, by the way, if you are on TikTok, you can also find us on YouTube and Twitch. So we'll see. Whew. TikTok is still up and running. But Cody, you can go check out the website now. Seems to be working just fine. And I'm going to try to do this again where I share. So experiments and flops. So there's a couple pieces there. But like this one, this first one on the left here is an A40. So, you know, if you thought the A25 was firm, the A40 is crazy. And then it was just a kind of a weird. The problem with this fluorescent one is that I had some chunkiness in the pigments. So, all right, we got this one. This one isn't quite ready. So we've got a couple of others over here that I think we can run with. I'm gonna check this cup first. See how it pulls. Not bad, it's just not quite there. So let's do, while we're waiting for that one, I'll tell you what, I want to do one that is a request. Let's do a request. So yeah, let's do a color request. What colors do you want to see? Like here, I did pink, blue with purple in the middle. Here we have purple, green, and black. And this one is red, blue, and green. All right, anybody on TikTok have any requests? What colors would you like to see? Cody, if you got any requests, drop them in the chat also. We'll take the best. Sweet little Bussy wants black and green. Okay. We got rainbow. Camouflage. Chad Davis wants camouflage. Rainbow, I'll be honest with you, rainbow's not going to happen. I would love to, but man, that is so hard to do. It takes, to do it right, it takes about half an hour to do a rainbow. And that's if I do it side by side, or if I don't do layers. If I just blend it, I can do it in about 20 to 30 minutes. But to do layers takes about 15 minutes per color times 6. is it 6 or 7 colors? Anyway, it would be at least an hour and a half if we did layers. Black and green is interesting. So we got, then there's a silver, or is it hematite silver or black? I can't remember. Okay. The hematite is kind of that silvery blue, and then nightshade is that really deep red. So we're talking that one. That one. Oops. We're talking about those. And then what was the third color, Cody? Royal purple. Black and this one. Oh. Okay. That's an interesting combination. Let's see. Check. See. It's not too hot. All right, so we got a request for purple, red, and silver. And then we have a request for black and red or black and blue. We did this one just a little bit ago, which is red and blue with a little bit of this black with a green highlight in between. So that one's done. Is that? I see somebody I know. There's somebody on TikTok that I know. I'm thinking, I kind of like this. What if we did something like that? There's purple, silver, and then red. What about, nope, don't like that. I think I like that. Purple, silver, and red. I can do that. And we'll do that in a metropole. And let's see. What firmness should we do? I think we're going to do a A10 on this one. Okay, so while we are getting ready, I'm going to need to step over here and get the silicone ready. It'll take me just a minute here. We're doing Metropole A10. Equal part. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is purple, silver, red. And I apologize, I realize I'm off camera here, but my scale is on one side and my cameras are on the other. Okay. So we've got our silicone. We got our two parts mixed together. And again, I'm just going to mix all of my silicone up together. I'm going to do it all first. That way I know that all of my silicone is mixed properly. I got a nice big batch that makes it easy to mix. And then I also know that it's all going to cure at exactly the same speed, exactly the same time. So yeah, just want to get that incorporated. And then we're going to split it off into separate cups. All right, apologize. Now I'm back over here in front of the cameras. One of these days I'll actually have a real recording studio that I can just have everything set up perfectly. So let's do this. We're going to do red as our core color. And this is just going to go right in. This is going to be the color that kind of sits in the middle of everything. Look at that red. That red is yummy. Look at that. All right, so there's that one. Now we need, it's almost like a bluish silver. It's really a nice color. So if you think, imagine like a steel blue, a blue steel kind of. It's just such an intense color. Now we need our purple. Now this purple is a little bit odd sometimes. Sometimes it veers really dark, depending on what's around it. But I think, yeah, look at that. That's a nice purple. That's a nice purple. All right. So we have our purple. We have our red. We have our silver. All right. Into the vacuum chamber. All right, I don't know if you can hear me over the vacuum pump, but I'm going to just get some spray release in here. And that just keeps the silicone from sticking to the molds. And once we get done with this pour, then we can do a demold on this one. All right, the vacuuming is done. Oh, I have had people ask, why do you vacuum it? And the reason is that you might have noticed when I was mixing it earlier that I was really just whipping it like crazy. And I was whipping a lot of air into it, which is fine. But if you do that, then you've got to vacuum it out. Otherwise, you end up with a spongy toy. And a spongy toy is not a good thing. All right, so we have our red, our silver, and now we're adding our purple. All right, now then, make sure that I'm in front of the cameras because I want everybody to be able to see this. All right, so this is where we're going to be shooting for. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the red at the bottom here, but also on top is that purple. Red on the bottom, purple on top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get this so that everybody can see it. I'm just going to pour straight for the middle. There's that silver coming in. The red's coming in now. And then I'm going to set that to the side for a moment. I'm going to grab my squishy molds. Oh, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do dinosaurs. We're going to do dinosaurs for this. I think this will be really pretty. And the dinosaurs are just so cute. There's that. And the squishies are just a little extra, what I use the extra silicone for. There's always some extra left over in the cup. And so I try to use as much as I can, make squishies out of them. And if you order a custom, then you'll actually get at least 1 or 2 squishies along with your order, and they will be made from the exact same silicone as your toy. So it'll have exactly the same colors. And there we go. We have purple, silver, and red. Okay. Oh, that pink and black could have been interesting. We might have to do that sometime. All right, we're going to move this off to the side a little bit. I'm going to check. Now, you might have noticed I didn't just rinse out my cups or anything. I always keep the cups with the casting, with the toy. And this way I can check and see if the silicone has cured properly and if it's ready to come out of the mold. That's just about right. It's still a little green. It's still going to have to cure for a little bit longer, but at this point, I can pull it out and it won't damage the toy or the mold. So let's see here. First thing, all we do is break it loose from the top here. That's pretty. Can you see that? See that purple? That green? Is that black in between? That's really, really nice. So we're just going to break it loose, give it a little pull. Then we get an air bubble. We work that air bubble all the way around. And I just want to make sure that if we can get that air bubble all the way down to the tip, that's going to help us break the seal. It's going to break loose from the bottom of the mold. And we're just going to pull out and look at that. That's really, really nice. Look at that feathering right there. That base, that purple, the feathering all the way around. This one came out really nice. And that goes into the hot pot. Let's see if we have any questions. Candy horns. How many colors can you request on a custom? You can order up to 3 colors through our website. So you have a choice of, I think it's 7 different models with 5 different firmnesses. And then we have a library of about 35 to 40 colors. So you can actually pick up to 3 colors. And then you actually have a choice of how you want them poured. Layered pour, chaos pour, etc. And so, you don't have to do all 3, but you can go up to 3. Okay. So I need to do one more in this mold. And this one is going to be I have to make sure I cover up the customers' names because we don't want anything to spoil anybody's privacy. All right, we need to do a strupula, that mold, and Aurora. So that's going to be black, green, and purple. And it needs to be in an A10. So this will be a medium firmness on in the Aurora colorway. And actually, I thought I already did this one. I need to check. I may have already done it. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's pull some squishies. Unicorn. This is a pink, purple, and blue, which we call this bumper cars, but it's also the colors of the buy flag. Look at that. Cute little unicorns. Then we also have, are you ready? You might be ready. I think we can pull these. Okay. These are from a custom that was just poured. We've got this blackish green or greenish black, red, and then there's some blue in there as well. There we go. What do you think of that? Came out pretty nice. We'll have to see how the toy came out. All right, if there are any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will get them answered as quick as I can. Cody over on YouTube is asking, have you ever, see if I can do that. Have you ever played around with doing suction cup? Yes, I have, actually. I'm not 100% satisfied with what we have. They work, but I'm not real sure on how it affects the durability. So I'm cautiously optimistic about doing suction cups in the future. It's a lot easier than doing some of the other things that we've been playing with, which are dual density and combo density toys. All right, let's see. Kind of want to do one more. We're going to do an A25 Scrupula, and we're going to do how about something kind of Halloween? What if we did like a, oh wait, somebody was asking about a pink and black. I like that idea. Let's do this fluorescent pink. Let me get, we have this fluorescent pink. And then I'm going to do that with our black. So these two colors. And I think that could be pretty interesting. All right, let's see. So we're going to do Scrupula A25 with pink and black. Oops. So we need, nope, we don't need that much. We need 190 plus 60. We're going to need about 250 grams. Okay. I'm going to take a second and make sure all my cups are nice and clean and ready to roll. Whew. All right. Let's grab the A25. Need 125 grams. Now the A25 is a tricky one because it goes really, really fast. And so I actually have to use what's called a retarder to slow down the curing process because it can go really fast and get away from me. I'm just going to add a little bit of retarder to this. This is the part A. And just mix it in there real nice. We're going to add our part B. All right, so I'm going to have to go quick here. So stay with me. All right, so just mixing up the A and the B with a retarder. We got that going. You can see I'm really whipping that air in there. A lot of bubbles, but we're gonna vacuum all of that out here in a minute. And I need, let's do 80. Okay, so now I'm going to do the pink as the highlight color. So let's get some of this in there. Ah, this stuff is so intense. I got some on my finger now. It's going to take days for that to come off. All right, so 1, 2, 3. There we go. That should be enough. Yeah. Look at that pink. I mean, that's just, oh man, that's just like, that'll blow your eyes out. Actually, I'll show you something. This is kind of funny. I'm going to turn off the lights and show you. This pink is black light reactive. Anyway, it is intense. So throw that off to the side, and now we're going to do black. And we're going to do that nice and saturated. So I want real good definition between my black and my pink. Okay. There we go. And into the vacuum chamber. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. All right, and we are vacuumed. All right, get that out of there. And now this is going to go right on top of that black. All right, you ready for this one? This is black and pink. We'll have to see how it goes. Now, the way that one poured, we're going to have a really pink tip, and that pink is going to fade to just highlights back here at the base. And let's get these off, poured off into squishy molds. All right. Let's see if we can see how that looks underneath the black light. Make the screen should be black. Can you see that? What you're seeing there is just the highlights of the pink. Under a black light. Oops. All right, so let's do our fancy schmancy butt art. I'm going to do something a little bit different on this one. I think I'm going to do a swirly spiral. I don't know if you can see that. Swirly spirals. Ring. Oh yeah, there were a couple of questions. Let's see. Where did I get my vacuum chamber? I ordered it off Amazon. So you can just search for a vacuum chamber. Just make sure that if you buy one, make sure that it will fit the size of cups that you're going to be using. Yeah, you just got to make sure that you can vacuum out the volume of silicone that you need to. The other thing is that you need to make sure that the vacuum pump that you get matches the size of your chamber. So if you get a big chamber, you're going to need a strong vacuum pump in order to pull that air out fast enough so that you're not sitting there for 20 minutes trying to pull all the air out of it. You need a really strong vacuum for a large chamber. As far as PSI goes, we'll pull it. We can't get a perfect vacuum, which is a negative 30 inches of mercury, but we can get pretty close. We go to about negative 29, which that's -1 bar, I think. Something, I don't know. I have a gauge here. I just vacuum it until it maxes out the gauge, and then I watch the silicone itself and see how much it's bubbling. The faster it's bubbling, the more air it's pulling out. The slower it bubbles, then we've pulled out almost all of the air. The other thing is that, you know, when we mix these up, for example, let's say like this cup, and you know, I'm going to fill it up to about here. During the vacuuming process, it's going to expand to about here. It's going to double in size. So you got to make sure that your cup is big enough to hold the silicone that you're getting ready to vacuum. And you can make a really big mess if you don't pay attention. But it's going to double in size. And once it hits that maximum height, which is at about -26, -27 inches of mercury, it's going to collapse. And when it does that collapse, you know you've pulled out about 90% of the air. At that point, you're just taking out the last residual bits, and yeah, at that point you're almost done. All right, let's check and see if this guy is ready. Oh yeah, this guy's ready to pull. So this is another custom for a customer. This one was for order number 917. So if you're watching and looking for your order to be poured, last 3 digits of your order, 917. And this is a Saturnalia in bumper cars in an A10. So again, we just break it loose, and look at that. We got that pink, that purple, and that blue. Yeah, we're there. Then we're just going to pop it just a little bit, get a little air bubble, and then we're going to work that air bubble all the way around and break it loose all the way down to the tip. There we go. Okay. Now this one's a little bit tricky because it's got that ring in the middle, and that means that it wants to create a suction there. But you can see that that purple line right through there, and yeah, this one came out pretty nice. There's some really interesting marbling happening right in there. And before I go all the way, there we go. Sorry, TikTok, you don't get to see everything because, well, TikTok is a little too conservative. But over here on YouTube and Twitch, here you can see the entire piece and see the coloration and everything on it. So yeah, I think that one came out pretty good. And then we drop it into the hot pot. All right, let's get this out of the way. And we'll bring TikTok back in. Hi, TikTok. All right, I did not actually do red and black, but I did do pink and black. And if you can kind of just barely see it here, but what I'm going to show you is if I turn off the lights and hit it with a black light, you could really see that pink pop. But under normal light, it's really subtle. You can still see it, it's there, but it's not in your face. You put it under black light, that just glows like crazy. What is it? What was the name on that one? 24K Touche, I think that is. That's gonna hurt. Oh, you know, you don't have to go big. You can go with something smaller. There's nothing wrong with finding the toys that works for you. Just make sure that, you know, you're not going crazy and doing something that's gonna hurt yourself. Cody over on YouTube says that that pink almost looks like a rose. Yeah, actually it does. That was kind of why I did that spiral on the base, was because I wanted to kind of, I had an idea and I knew that under a black light that was going to just pop. And so I wanted to do something just a little bit different, kind of almost, like you said, a rose, kind of floral, but also kind of mesmerizing, kind of hypnotic. That just kind of pulls you in. And 24K Touche asking, are you on sale for customs? Because it doesn't work for me. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. We do, as far as customs go, we can do customs, but we only do our specific models. But that gives you a choice of, I think, 7 or 8 models, along with 5 different firmnesses and about 35 to 40 colors to choose from. And you can pick up to 3 colors. So you can find a particular model that you like, and then pick the firmness that you want, and then pick the actual colors that you like as well. a phantom theme like Black Venom. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Yeah. And Cody over on YouTube says, thanks for all the tips. Yeah, absolutely, man. I am happy to share all of my knowledge. I've had people ask, my employees are really surprised that I am so open and so transparent with my process. And what I've told them is that, there are two things that are going to happen. I'm going to share all of my information. I'm going to share all of my knowledge. And in the end, well, three things. There are three things that are going to happen. Either one, they're not going to do anything. Well, if they're not going to do anything, then they're not a competition for me. Number two, they're going to make stuff, but they're going to copy what other people are doing. And if they're copying what other people are doing, they're not competition for me. Now, they copy my stuff, I'm going to come after them, but that's another story. The third option is that they're going to make stuff and they're going to be unique. And again, if they're making stuff that's their own design and they're unique designs, they're not competition for me. So in my head, nobody out there taking this information, taking this knowledge, and either not doing something with it or doing something with it, none of them are going to be competing with me. And so I'm happy to share and answer questions and show the entire process. So if anybody wants to get into the indie toy market and start making their own designs, I'm happy to share. Cody asks, this is Cody over on YouTube, asks, do you have a brick and mortar store or is it online only? I am only online right now. I want to do a store, but the zoning regulations where I am are very stringent and makes it very difficult to actually do a retail store. So it's I have ideas, and what I want to do for a store is I want to do something, think museum, think gallery, think jewelry store, something very high end where it's not just shelves and shelves of product. You're going to come in and there are going to be maybe 7 pedestals standing in the middle of the room, and on each one of those pedestals is going to be one model. And from there, it's going to be more of a collaborative effort to helping somebody pick their model and then pick the colors they want to use. And then actually we can pour it in front of them if they want to watch how it's made, or send them on their way and then either ship it to them or they can come back and pick it up. But what I want to do is something very different than what the rest of the toy market is doing. The rest of them are doing shelves and shelves of product. You go to a Hustler Hollywood store, and they, it's just shelves and shelves of product. Now, Hustler Hollywood does it fairly well, but they're not up to where I want them to be. 24K Touche asks about suction cups. Yeah, I have worked with suction cups in the past. I do have some designs that I have experimented with. Occasionally, if you watch the experiments and flops section of my website, we will put some of our experiments there on the website in that section. And sometimes suction cups or toys with suction cups will be in that section as well. I just did one a couple of weeks ago that used, we created a vacuum lock. There's a connection. We built a connection that allows you to connect it to a vacuum lock system. So if you have any of the Vaculock toy component, it would be compatible with those. And that went on the website, and that sold out fairly quickly. So we may end up doing more of those in the future. But suction cups are something we are working on. And we actually do literally have prototypes that show up occasionally. And another question from YouTube. Have you tried getting toys into Hustler or any of the local stores? Not yet. I have some contacts over at the local Hustler Hollywood store and some of the other local toy stores. And we've been talking, but we're not there yet. I want to get in there before the holidays, but COVID has been, well, it's been interesting when it comes to dealing with the retail. Retail stores just don't get a whole lot of traffic right now, so they're not buying much. And what that means is that those of us who are makers, making them, don't sell a whole lot to the stores. But I will say that one of the things about COVID is that people are sitting at home and they're either, well, how do I put this? They're either at home playing games or they're playing games with themselves. How's that? And so we've sold quite a few toys through COVID. COVID has actually been really good for us as far as online sales because, like I said, people are either at home playing games with each other or playing games with themselves. All right, I'm about to wrap this up. I think I might try, let's see if this one's ready. Nope, you're not ready yet. Are you ready? Oh, you're ready. Okay, this is that weird one. I'm not entirely sure how this one is gonna come out, but it's, this mold is kind of annoying. It's a really thick mold, so it's kind of hard to work with. But again, you actually see the bubble in this one. Just taking that bubble, I'm working it around all the way down to the tip. Tip comes loose, and now we just need to roll this back a little bit and pull. Suction, there we go. Okay, that did not come out bad at all. I'm kind of pleased. A lot of blue up at the tip, and a lot of blue, red on the bottom here, and that green comes in. Yeah, all right. TikTok, be back in a second. YouTube, look at that. That is actually really nice. That almost kind of evokes kind of a snake right in through there. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Hey, TikTok, welcome back. I'm sorry. I can't show everything on TikTok because TikTok is just a little too conservative. YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, any of the other platforms, I actually do full demolds and share all of the results there. But TikTok, I can't do it. All right, so before I wrap it up, are there any other questions? Is there anything else that anybody wants to know about? Because I'm going to spend probably the next half hour cleaning up my mess here. Going back through and sanitizing everything, and be done for the day. Well, if there is nothing else, I usually do a AMA, Ask Me Anything, on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. So check us out. If you're on TikTok, hit my bio, and at the bottom of my bio, there is a link that goes to my website. Hit that, and that'll take you to everything you might want to know about us, which is our YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, our web store, our Etsy store. Everything that you might want to know about us is on there. So yeah, go to my bio, hit the link down at the bottom, and I'll take you exactly where you need to go. You want to see this one, huh? This is the purple, silver, and red. I tell you what, I will wait to demold that. I tell you what, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm either going to wait to demold it, or I'm going to record the demolding process and post it on TikTok. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. See if I can. I think I can do that. Yeah. I know that may not have answered your question exactly. It will go out somehow. Either it will go out as a demold on a live stream, which then you can watch the replay on YouTube or Twitch, or I'm going to record it and show it as a demold on TikTok. And I may even post it on YouTube as a YouTube short. Sometimes they go out on Instagram Reels as well. So, I don't know. There's so many different ways to get to it. It will eventually go out. You gotta stay while I clean, huh? Okay, that's fine. It's gonna be kind of boring because I just have to go through and I'm gonna peel all of these cups and go through and sanitize everything. But yeah. The other thing about if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, they get background music. TikTok doesn't get background music because, well, I can't combine audio on TikTok, but I can on YouTube and Twitch. So, all right, let's get that put up. And if you're kind of curious, I will show you my library of pigments. See if I can do this. It's going to be a little bit easier on this camera. But you can see, I'll back up a little bit. You can see the library of pigments, and also up here you can see my library of molds. And yeah, all the way around, back down. So yeah. Cody asks, would I be able to buy that one if I message you first? Yeah, actually, send me a direct message either on YouTube or Twitch, and just let me know you want it and that you are the person from YouTube, and I'll set it aside for you. Oh, I'll be back. Oops. All right. So YouTube, there's a question. All right, let's see. Questions from YouTube. Hey Cody, over on YouTube, let me know. Are you actually? Do you have a shop yet? Have you done any pours? Or are you still in the research phase? And then there was a question. There's a question from Nerf Yordles on YouTube. I think nope, on Twitch. So Nerf Yordles on Twitch asking about how often or when do I usually stream. I do a weekly AMA on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock Central, so you can do the math to figure out whatever time zone you're in. But I do an AMA on Sunday nights, and that one is usually fairly topical, where I might pick a topic for the evening and just kind of explore that, discuss it, answer questions about it, kind of have a conversation. But other than that, it's been that's my only set schedule, is I do a live stream AMA 7 o'clock Central Time on YouTube and Twitch. Everything else is kind of random. I'm kind of playing with some ideas right now where I live stream all of my pours and things like that. And then I can share that schedule with customers. And so, like in this case, this particular customer ordered a strupula in Aurora with an A10 firmness. And so I messaged them and said, hey, I'm going to be streaming and your pour is going to be in the schedule for today. So I've been experimenting with that, and I think that could be interesting. So that's been kind of random, but yeah. And Nerf Yordles. And don't you have issues with residue of silicone remaining in the cup if you're reusing it? Actually, not really. I'll show you. This is one that I poured this morning. And once the silicone cures, it likes to stay together. And so it will pull out in almost a complete piece. And there's a little bit left in here, but I can just wipe that out. And then I'll go back before I do any pours with it, and I'll wipe it out with alcohol. So you missed it when I first started this morning, but when I first started, I was going through and wiping out all of my cups with alcohol to make sure that they were all clean and sanitized before I did any pours. All right, and Cody is still in the research phase, which is fine. Um, I would say, if you've got the ability to do some pours, you should really, take some time and do some, just to make sure that, you know, you can spend all this time researching and trying to figure out the perfect way to do something. But in the end, you're going to just have to get your hands dirty at some point. So, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. And just pops right out. All right, Cody. So, how far into the research phase are you? Have you gotten to the point where you've actually done any models yet? Have you done any 3D modeling or carving anything out of clay? As for alcohol, 99% is just straight alcohol. Yeah, I use 99%. It's going to kill anything that comes near it. So it's yeah, it's pretty vicious stuff, but it kills everything. And Nerf Yordles asks, how many miles did you have when you opened your shop? I think I had 4, maybe 5. So I started off with the Metropole. Actually, I forget sometimes. I started off with the Metropole, the Doe, Unicorn Horn, and Twist. The Unicorn Horn and the Twist have pretty much dropped off the list at this point. Um, they weren't very popular, and they were kind of more exercises for me to figure out what I could do. And then I replaced those with the Gibbous, and Parabolica and the Saturnalia. And I have a couple of variants where I have a Doe short and a Metropole short. And then I think I have a couple of others that are just kind of random. They've never really been listed as a true product on their own, but they occasionally show up in the experiments category. Um, I have one design that I like it, but it really needs a reworking. Um, I'll show you the mold. You might be able to tell kind of what it is, but it is this one, and it is a spiral, and it goes all the way up. And I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably about 20 twists from top to bottom on this one. And the problem is that the crevices all the way around in that twist, that line in between each ridge is too deep. And I want to go back and rework the master and fill in those crevices just a little bit. And that just makes it a little bit easier to clean. Because if you're doing, let's just say, if you're coming around from behind, it might be a little bit more difficult to clean afterward. And so I want to rework it so that it's less, the crevices are smaller. Or if I can get rid of those crevices. Smooth On knows about it. They've acknowledged it, and they may end up doing something about it. But just make sure that you do some tests before you get me ready. Oops. Let me turn my volume. You have to tell me over there on YouTube, Twitch. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Let's try this. What about now? Can you hear me? I think you can hear me, can't you? Yeah, okay. Battery pack died on my wireless mic. Yeah, actually, Nerf yordles, I'm happy to share. Like I said, I mean, it doesn't bother me in any way. Um, were you here when I did my little rant about who's competition for me and who isn't? Because I can do that again. Okay, so you were saying that it was super awesome that I am so transparent and I share so much. And my employees have kind of been like, dude, do you really want to say that? Do you really want to share all of that we do? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, the bottom line is that there are basically going to be three options of what happens. Now, I can share all this information and I can share the process and I can tell everybody everything about it. And there are three things that are going to happen. Either one, they're not going to do anything. And if they don't do anything, then they're not competition for me. So I really don't care in that case. Second option is that they do something, but they do something unique and that they are creating their own designs that are unique to them and from their own artistic side. And if that's the case, they're not competition for me because they're not going to do what I do and I'm not going to do what they do. So bottom line is that they're not going to be competition for me. The third option is that they're going to make something like everybody else. They're going to be doing the same kind of toys that Bad Dragon is doing, or they're going to be doing, designs that are inspired from, I don't want to get too far into it, but certain categories. And if that's the case, again, they're not going to be competition for me. So ultimately, no matter what happens, they're not going to be competition to me. And so it doesn't bother me in the least to share everything that I know. I guess my battery pack died before I noticed it. So, how do I put this? Tell me what you didn't hear. If you didn't hear something, tell me what you didn't hear. I'm being funny. Question of, we haven't heard about break even of your shot. What do you mean? What do you mean by break even? What's Um, you know, at what point is it going to be profitable? What's my what are my margins like? I mean, what do you want to know there? Okay. So have I been able to break even on this endeavor? Has my shop broken even yet? Uh, it depends. If if you ask my accountant, they'll say no, and that's because, well, there are a lot of expenses that go into it, and we are depreciating those expenses over time. And so we have a lot of expenses that we are um, carrying forward, and that means that we are not profitable. Um, but I will say that um, uh, technically, technically, I would say it took about 3 to 6 months to break even. But, accountants have a nice way of working numbers in a way that is beneficial. And so I actually have two separate businesses under the same umbrella. And the thing is that I'm able to use both of those businesses with and against each other when it comes to accounting, because I can since they're all under the same LLC, I can take the expenses from one and I can take the depreciation from one of those and use it against the sales of the other. And so I'm able to um, control how profitable the business is. Um, and there's nothing untoward about that. I guess I'm kind of being a little bit beating around the bush, but the bottom line is that an accountant is a wonderful thing when it comes to helping you um, file your taxes, file them appropriately, and make sure that you are on the right side of the IRS and anything that they might have questions about. And so, in the end, I think technically, I just did a profit and loss. And between my two companies, I think I'm showing I think it was about a $6,000 loss so far this year. Um, Now, part of that is because of the move that we did. It took about it was between $7,000 and $8,000 to do the move into the new studio. But you know, because of that, I'm technically showing a loss, and that way, if you have a loss, there's no profit, and so there are no taxes. So it's kind of a roundabout way of getting around to saying, get an accountant. Make sure that you have an accountant, and they can help you do things the right way. Let's see if we can pull these out of the squishy mold. Unicorn. Got a little bit of blue, a little bit of red on them. And unicorn. Look at that one. Actually, let's see if I can get the black light on there. More. Look at that black light. It just makes that pink glow like crazy. Another question. We're getting into the business side today. Are you self-employed? Technically, no. I am no longer self-employed. I am an employee of my business. My company pays me a payroll, and the company pays its own taxes. So I am now an expense to the company, and now I'm going to pay personal taxes on whatever income, whatever paycheck I take. But my salary now is an expense to the company. Whereas if you're self-employed, any money that you take for yourself is considered profit. You're going to pay taxes on that. And you're going to pay the self-employment tax, you're going to pay the employer's portion of your taxes, et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot more complicated than that. But the bottom line is that being self-employed means that you pay a lot more in taxes than if you are an employee of your company. Now, there are things that go along with that, which is that I have to have a payroll service and things like that. But I have to have a payroll service for my employees anyway. So adding me to the payroll costs nothing. And that way, I no longer pay taxes on the profit of the company. And I am now an expense to the company. So yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different mindset. You have to think about things differently. And so, like, my company provides me a cell phone because all my business calls come in on my personal, not my personal, on the cell phone that the company gave me, and so that's an expense. My wife is also an employee of the company, and so she gets a company cell phone as well. My company bought a car, and so I use that car to transfer between one location to another, one working office to the other studio, and I just so happen to have a office at home. And what that means is that anytime I drive from home to the studio, that is a business use. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that would kind of wrap up into the company, and we're able to make sure that the company is providing benefits to all of its employees, including me, and also providing for itself. Hey, Cody says, that's awesome. I need to get on that level. Actually, I will say that it took me, I should have done it before I did. I would say that I should have done it. Oh, let me rephrase. Let me kind of put the timeline together here. I've been in business for over 8 years. In one way or another. I set up the LLC 8 years ago. Now, for the first 5 years of that, I was self-employed. That the LLC was a pass-through to me. Whereas after that first 5 years, I went and changed it to a different structure to where the business pays for its own taxes. And basically what it is LLC that elects to be taxed as a corporation instead of as self-employed. And there are some tax benefits to that, but there are also some problems with that. But, you know, it gets really complicated. And I'll go into it just very, 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 very shallow. If I take anything out of the company that is not my salary, then it becomes a distribution. And a distribution is taxed twice. It's taxed by the corporation or at the corporate level, and it's going to pay 23% tax on that. And then it's going to come to me, and I'm going to pay income tax on that. So distributions are double taxed. However, if it's not a distribution, if it's just a payroll, then it does not come to me. It's not double taxed. So it's, man, I could totally go into all of this, but it might be a little bit too far into the weeds for everybody. But I should have done it earlier. I should have done it after about year 2 or 3. But I ended up waiting, and I ended up paying more taxes than I needed to. But that was kind of the bottom line. Let's check on this. Ooh, this one's ready. Cody, the one that the colorway that you suggested is ready. Let's get that pulled. Get that demolded. I'm gonna just throw some alcohol in my hands because I've been cleaning and I just want to make sure that I get my hands clean. All right. Yeah, hire your wife, hire your girlfriend, hire your kids. I mean, I don't know what you got, but yeah, definitely, it's definitely something you can do. All right, so again, just walk through this. Just break it loose. All we want to do is kind of pull it a little bit, create an air bubble, work that air bubble all the way around. And again, I'm just kind of pushing it, get it to the tip. There we go. And then we'll pull and pull. And before it pops out completely, I'll show it to TikTok. There's a lot of purple in this. And there's just some silver highlights that are coming in. Oh, if you could see that, that is actually really awesome down in here. And then the red is coming in for a streak right along that top ridge. So you can see from the side there. All right, TikTok. We'll turn you to the side for a moment. YouTube, Twitch, there you go. You can see, look at that silver and that purple, the way they work together. Yeah. And then there's that base. Here. And just got some dust on here I need to get off. But now that'll go into the hot pot and finish curing. Actually, I just realized you guys may not know what I mean when I say hot pot. I'll turn you around here. You can see right down here. I have a crock pot or a slow cooker, and that will go in there. And we just run that on high. And the reason is that, number one, it helps finish off the cure. So I always pull them out when they're just a little bit under cured, and uh, then I'll drop them into the crock pot. And the thing is that it runs at about 180 to 200 degrees, so it's really hot and it's going to finish off that curing really fast. The other, like I said, at 180 to 200 degrees, it's going to sanitize everything that's in there, and it's also going to help wash off all the mold release and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a simple thing, but it's so useful. Ah, looks gorgeous. What kind of finish do you use on your masters? It depends on, let's see. Man, I have used so many different methods to make my masters that I use a different process on each one. I have done them as 3D prints, and I've used a resin printer for some of the 3D prints. And on those, I'll sand them down to about 800 grit. Start off at 300, then go 4, 6, 800 grit, and do a wet sanding at the end. And that gets me a semi-glossy finish. It's not a high polish by any means, but it definitely smooths out all of the layer lines. If it's a PLA or a 3D printed, let me rephrase. If it's FDM print as opposed to a resin print, if it's the kind that uses a filament, then those I will do a acetone bath, and with an acetone vapor, basically, you can get a pretty good polish. I've also done them in clay and Sculpey for, like, this one. This is the Parabolica, and this is the master for the Parabolica. And this is actually a mixture of clay and wax. And with a little bit of oil, you can actually create kind of a semi-gloss finish. I've also done them in Sculpey with Sculpey ones. I'm trying to remember what I did with those. Those I did very similar to that clay one, and you can use mineral oil. And when you get a little mineral oil in your finger and rub it around, you can gloss up that surface pretty nice. Another question. How long is the curing process? And how long is the curing process, and what time do you pull them early? Depends on the silicone, the firmness that I'm going with. Like I said, the A25 goes really fast. I can generally pull that out of the mold in about an hour. The A10, 0050, 0030, those are somewhat slower. They'll take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to cure to the point where I can get them out of the mold. The full cure process probably is hour and a half to 2 hours on the A25, whereas the others are probably closer to about 3 hours. But it also depends on temperature, because right now it is temperature in here 81 degrees. So it's 81 degrees in here right now, which means that it's a little bit warm, and so things are going to move a little bit faster. And that's why I was able to get this one out of the mold in about an hour. So yeah. And Cody asks, how long will it hang out in the spa? It'll probably hang out for, well, it doesn't really matter. I'll leave it in there for at least an hour. That way I know that it is brought up to temperature all the way through to the core, and I can be absolutely, completely, 100% sure that it is completely cured, and that anything that might have contaminated it will have been killed by the temperature. And going through and just peeling these also. There we go. Ah. The silver wants to tear for some reason. Not sure what's up with that. And then yeah, the acetone baths can be dangerous. You just kind of have to, well, I mean, figure out what your risk tolerance is like, and then you can decide from there. We use chemicals around here fairly regularly for other things, so the acetone doesn't scare us too much. All right, Cody, have a good one. Yeah, it's actually pretty quick. You know, I will say that because it is so warm in here, being 80 degrees, 81, it's really on the borderline of being too warm. If it were much warmer than this, I'd be having a lot of problems. And just going through and look at this. Kind of crazy just how much, and it blows out the camera. The camera actually can't see how pink this is. It just goes straight to white on camera. But yeah, this pink is really, really bright under a black light. Yeah, Fahrenheit. I'm in the US of A, so we use freedom units around here, also known as Fahrenheit. And just a couple more cups to peel out here. Actually, that pink was from the one we just poured a little bit ago. So that means this guy is ready to pull. Yeah. All right. So here we are. This is the pink and black. All right. So last one for the day. This is the pink and black that was requested. And just pop it loose a little bit here. There we go. And grab that bubble, work it all the way around, get all the way to the tip. There we go. Give it a little working out here. There we go. Now then, this is the pink and black. Now, I'm going to turn off the lights here for a second. Black light. Man, see if I can do this without completely blowing out the camera because it's just really, really bright. All right. And TikTok off to the side a little bit here while I do the full demold. And for those of you on YouTube and Twitch, here is the pink and black. We got that really strong pink up the front, and then it just kind of fades and creates this very fine highlight down towards the base here. Let's see. Again, just grabbing a black light, throw on there a little bit. Let's see just how reactive it is. All right, Nerf Yordles, have fun. I am done for today, and I'll wrap it up, move on. I've got about 3 hours before I go on again to do the AMA, so you should be asleep, but I will still be working. Hey, Dub Sativa, yeah, man. Good to see you. You missed out. I just did about 5 or 6 pours and pulls, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay on YouTube or Twitch. All right, and like I said, I am wrapping it up. Like I said, Dub, go back and watch the replay on YouTube or Twitch, and you can catch up on everything that we did today. But I am going to be on later on tonight at 7 o'clock Central. I'll be doing a live stream on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope, and doing the AMA, Ask Me Anything, and you are welcome to join. All right, I'll see you in about 3 hours. Bye, everybody.